going on, people? Major players in the building. Myself, Greezy, and I'm back again today. IGN have just dropped some new footage for us. Cold Iron Studios, the developers behind Alien Fireteam, basically they're gonna showcase to us two of the classes, the gunner and the technician. So without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into it. As always, no talking, straight in.
Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN, back for more with Aliens Fireteam. It is our IGN first game, IGN's cover story, as it were, for the month of March. We're covering it all month long. We had a 25-minute gameplay video that went up already. You may have seen that.
Yep.
Now we are going to dig into a couple of the character classes that you have available to you. And I'm joined by Chris Matz, the lead systems and combat designer. Chris, thanks for being here.
Hey Ryan, thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Jeez.
So, Chris, you're going to walk us through a couple of the character classes. You've got several in the game. Which two are we taking a look at today?
We're going to be looking at the gunner and the technician today.
Come on.
Brilliant. Well, let's start with the gunner. That's who I got to play, so you got to see that in action a bit in that 25-minute gameplay video. So what do players need to know, first and foremost, about the gunner before we get into kind of the nitty-gritty details of the gunner's skills and abilities?
Sure. So the gunner is kind of the classic colonial marine that everybody thinks of. Just tons of firepower. Bring in, frequently a nice, strong assault rifle.
Nice.
And some close quarter weapons as well, so that they can handle a lot of situations. They've got a grenade. They've got their overclock. They're going to do all sorts of cool stuff in the fight.
And a big thing with the game here is that you can level things up over time. It's part of the motivation to keep coming back and playing. How can the gunner improve over time? Are there some sort of specific examples there?
So the perk system for the gunner really lets the gunner focus on either of their two main abilities or spread some stuff out for both of them.
All right.
You can improve your overclock ability, which makes it so everybody on your team can shoot faster, basically.
Nice.
And a couple other things going on there too. And then you've also got your grenade, which starts as a default handheld grenade, and you throw it and it explodes. There's a couple of different upgrades for the grenade specifically that let you drastically change how that ability in specific works. One, the incendiary burst changes it so that you just release it right in front of you and basically big blast of fire right in front of the character.
Oh, wow.
Or you can use your remote detonator version where you toss the grenade, it sticks in a spot, and then you can push the button again to detonate it when you want to.
Nice.
You can either get a more immediate in-my-face ability or take something that allows you to have a little more strategic planning with that remote detonator.
Nice.
I don't know if we can, if there's anything we can kind of drill into here on the loadout screen. There we go. So let's see some of these perks.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to walk through these, that'd be great.
Sure. So you've got a whole bunch of different perks here. You can see the different colors right now. Some of these are universal perks that we're calling them, where they can be used by any kit. So once you've unlocked them on, say, the gunner, you can take that perk over to your technician.
Sick.
And be able
Transferable.
to level up all the kits that way and get a little bit of cross-kit gameplay going on. So I've got rapid deployment here. Can go to either of my abilities and basically reduce the cooldown so I can use that more often. And then, like I mentioned, I've got remote detonator or incendiary burst. I can slot that on my grenade. And that'll actually change my ability out in game, so the base grenade will be replaced with the incendiary burst version. And,
interesting style they've
I'll
chosen.
Get that, change up my gameplay like that. There's a whole bunch of other types of perks that improve your gun, improve base functionality of your kit, and do a whole bunch of different stuff that you're going to get to change.
Okay.
This grid is interesting. It's almost kind of like Tetris style Diablo.
Yeah, like a puzzle.
Diablo interface, inventory, I should say. So are you kind of limited by, it looks like some of these skills take up more space in this grid?
Yes. So we've got a variety of sizes, 1x1s up to 1x4s and some 2x2s that you got to place in here. And as you can see here, we say it's going to unlock at rank 7 of your kit and unlock at rank 5. So when you start, you have a smaller amount of space on any given kit to be able to slot things in.
Okay,
as you
interesting
rank
choice.
up the kit, you get more space, you get more perks, and you get more options to change the way you play that character.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else in the gunner we should check out before we move on to the technician here?
I guess, one of the other things that's really important about the kits in our game is They also determine what types of weapons you're allowed to bring. For example, here the gunner has a rifle slot and a CQW slot, or close quarter weapons. And inside of that, you've got a whole bunch of different attachments you can do, change your guns themselves, and you'll be able to swap out that Kramer that I had there for, like, say, the M41A2 pulse rifle, get that classic rifle in here, and change out your CQW, change out for shotguns or different types of submachine guns. So each kit has those options in there. Not every kit uses the same slots. There's 4 different core types of guns. There's rifles, CQWs, handguns, and heavy weapons.
Let's move on to the technician then and see what's available over there.
So over on the technician, our technician is our turret guy. He's setting up all of the control spaces that you want to have. So you've got your permanent turret emplacement ability, where you can place that down, pick it back up, move it where you need to. When it blows up, it goes on a short cooldown until you can make another one. And that's a really big part of the technician's gameplay. And then he's also got charge coils, where you've got 3 stacks of that you can basically have out at any given time. So you can throw multiples of these ones out, and each one of them comes back up for you. And they're like an electric dart that impales into the ground and releases a whole field of electricity all around it. And enemies that get in there get slowed down, aren't as effective at combat. So comboing these together, where you can say, I'm going to set my turret up here, then I'm going to throw my coils out ahead and get everybody stuck in that area while the turret mows them down, is a great vibe.
Yeah, I got to see this in action. Matt was playing as the technician during our 25-minute gameplay video that's on IGN now. And yeah, it was the turrets just came in such handy.
Yeah.
It seems like you'll certainly want to have a technician as one of your 3 players.
100%.
I guess that does bring me up to another quick question, general question. Can you have more than one of a class? Do you all have to pick a separate class, or can you have 3 technicians?
Good question.
You could bring 3 technicians. Certainly our goal is to make it so that you don't want to, but it's definitely an option. But like you said, you definitely want to have a technician. Well, we have people saying that about all of our kits, and you don't have that many slots. So pick the 3 that you think are going to work well together. Make sure your builds synchronize well enough to maximize their efficiency working with each other, basically, and go mow down some aliens.
All right, so let's see some of these technician perks that you've brought up here.
Right. So again, some of those same style. I'm just modifying my guns, making my guns better. They're all a little different for each of the different kits. And then we've got our actual charge coils here, and I've got a couple of things on here. Make it so I get some buffs when I use my charge coils, reduce the cooldown on that ability. And then inside of here, I've got my 2 different turret modifiers that I can do that are big. There's a whole bunch of smaller ones as well that change some of that behavior. But these 2 are really big. I change a lot about how this turret functions. And so the base turret is similar to what you've seen in the movies, where it's like a heavy machine gun that's firing. We've got the heavy turret, where it's more like a slow firing ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk kind of thing. Really good at taking on big dudes. And the incinerator turret swaps that out with the flamethrower, basically. So it's short range, lights everything on fire that gets near it. It's what you want for mowing down the hordes.
I would imagine if there are eggs and face huggers coming out of those eggs, that could be really useful as well.
Yes, flamethrowers are very useful at dealing with the swarms of little guys. That's for sure.
The technician definitely seems there's a lot of nuance. What is your personal preferred loadout for a technician? So as people later this summer will play Aliens Fireteam for themselves for the first time, if they're diving into the technician, what do you recommend?
Good question.
So, man, that's a tough question. We have, Matt's a huge technician player as well, and so he's probably got very different opinions than I do. But I think for me, I really like bringing one of the hard-hitting handguns. So the Kramer 50 Magnum is one of them that works really well for that. Something that lets me be pretty accurate at a medium range. And I usually bring a shotgun so that I can take guys down, take any kind of runners that get past my turret down. And I kind of hang out near my turret. But swapping out for some of the SMGs, this one is really useful. The Flechette is really useful for any time when I know I'm going to have lots of enemies that I need to be hitting rapidly instead of just getting the stragglers. So it really depends on who's coming with me on a team. If I'm playing more of that support role, I'm probably going to hang back by my turret and have that shotgun and that hand cannon. If I'm going to be more of an aggressor because we've got other support people with me, like I'm bringing a doc alongside me, then I might be going a little more aggressive and bring a submachine gun.
Chris Matz,
Crazy.
the lead systems and combat designer from Cold Iron Studios. Thank you so much. For more on Aliens Fireteam, keep it locked to IGN all March long.
Yep. Dope. Yes, enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed the way they've made you add your skill points. I thought that it's different. I mean, I'm still excited. I enjoyed seeing like the little perks and the upgrades, like, and what those upgrades actually do. I like those classes, but for me so far, I feel like I'd be more the technician guy compared to the gunner. Myself personally, I feel like I'd be the guy, you know, keep the crowd away from the aliens with, you know, my turrets and the electric field bombs that he was throwing about there. That looked fun, and that looks like my kind of thing, you know. And then obviously I like the idea, the combo he had with the shotgun and the big handgun that he had as well. It sounds like it's a viable way to go. It sounds like it's a way that would make sense. So yeah, man, so far so good. I want to see the others. Hopefully that video will come out soon. But yeah, myself, Big Greezy. We've seen the showcases for the technician and the gunner, and if you're feeling this type of content, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We will be sitting on this one, because this one I'm getting excited the more I look at it and the more I read up on it. So without further ado, people, I'm gone.